Hi Sharon, I am sewing a couple of Carissa clutches, just a really small, let me grab the pattern, I'll show you. This is what I'm sewing. It's one of my best sellers, so we have a couple orders for them and I'm going to get those done tonight. Oh, that's cute. Hi. Oh, thank you. I love my chair too. You know what I don't love is this rat's nest under here from my bobbin. Let's see. My husband got me this nice little seam ripper for Christmas. We're gonna use it. I'm gonna break it in. How's everybody's weekend been so far? Oh no, brass and gunmetal. Yep, time to walk away, Cheryl. Yeah, Sharon, that happens to me every now and then. I don't know what I'm gonna name the new seam ripper yet, but it's really nice, so works really well. Oh, that bobbin really went crazy. Cheryl, what were you sewing that you got the wrong hardware on there? Hopefully it's hardware you can take off easily without leaving huge holes. Oh yeah, Rhonda, the bags I have hanging next to me, these are dry erase folders. I get them on Amazon. Once the live is over, I'll link them down in the description below for you. But I have them linked on, I want to say, my last 1 or 2 videos. I just keep all my patterns in them, and then my pattern pieces too. No, project is not complete without at least one seam ripper moment. Oh, Sharon, I want to see what you got. You'll have to post a picture on Facebook if you're in a couple of different sewing groups. I'd love to see it. I haven't been inside of the Joann Fabrics in a little while. Oh, I'd be changing the D-rings, not the twist lock. Thanks, Rhonda. Thanks, Sharon. It does. It works really well. They've been up there for a couple of years. Make sure my bobbin's not like... Sounds okay now. All right, we're good. And I'm making, this piece right here, I'm making just a little key fob thing to hang off of the zippers on these bags. So that's all this is. I cut mine to 9.5 inches long. And then 4 or 5 inches wide, depending on if I'm using 1 inch or 1 1/4 clips. Don't be intimidated, Sharon. Yeah, if you're in the NCW group, you should definitely post it in there. I'm in there. I'll take a look for your posts later this afternoon. All right, 1. You guys can see the machine okay, right? How about that? You don't need to see my head too much. Hi, Tracy. How are you? So I am making 2 of these, so 2 of the same bag. So I'm making 2 key fobs first, just because they're easy, quick to run through. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. This is actually a cotton woven that I've had for several years. And what I do is I put like an SF101 or Woven Fuse to equivalent on first, and then I line it with fleece. So that's been the best combination I've found so far. I've tried it with Decoville Light. I've tried it with just just Woven Fuse or SF101. I've tried it with 809. The 809 really crinkled. I didn't like that. So the fleece seems to be the best so far. And I do 9.5 inches long. And I think it's long enough. I mean, you could do longer if you want someone to be able to fit their whole hand through there, because they won't be able to do that with this. I'm going to grab my clamp real quick. I am making the Carissa clutch. Oh, thank you, Tiffany. All right, so let's put this on. Actually, I'm gonna base the edges closed just so it doesn't slip around while I'm clamping it. Does anybody have any good plans for the upcoming week? Or what new bags are you all sewing too? There's a lot of new patterns that I want to give a try. Try to go slow with this at first so they don't slip. Oh, the new Country Cow crossbody. I love all of her patterns. They're always so unique and fun to make. The clutch I sell for $25 with the key fob. It's a pretty quick sew, and it uses, it uses a fair amount of material, but not a lot. Oh, the classic zip around wallet, can't help you there, Tracy, because I've had that pattern for years and I still haven't made it. Although I did print it last year. Yeah, of course, Sharon, you can. I'm happy to share. Yeah, I feel you on the classic zip-around wallet. Everybody makes it look so easy. I don't know. Something about it just doesn't look easy to me. It looks like I might lose my mind. All right, I'm gonna toss these to the side. Those are good. So I have everything cut out already. Have you watched the video that goes with the classic zip-around, Tracy? I've watched them all, and I feel like that made me even more nervous than I was before I watched it. So there's that. See my beautiful seam ripper. Is that not okay? That's awesome. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Cindy. The weather outside, yeah, we got a little bit of snow coming in here too. We're in upstate New York, and we haven't gotten much snow at all yet this year. I think we've gotten like 11 inches, and then a neighboring city has gotten 100 inches. So we've been really lucky so far. Hi, good to see you. All right, so I'm gonna sew together the top main panel and the bottom main panel. Pretty sure at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Yeah, 1/4 inch. It is a beautiful seam ripper, right, Rhonda? My husband did good. So when you're cutting this, just make sure if you have a directional print, you make sure you get that right. Mine is directional. And then you're mirroring, if you're cutting for the front and then the back, you want to mirror your pieces when you're cutting them. Yeah, it is a free design, Sharon. Yep. And it was one of the first bags I ever started making. A lot of clips. I made a bunch of this bag for the very first craft show that I ever did. And they sold so well that it's something that I've kept making over the years. Alright, I'm going to clip these all together first, and then we'll sew them all at 1/4 inch. And we're making 2 of them, so that's why there's 4 panels. Alrighty. I have a new bag that I'm going to be testing this week. So I'm really excited to test that, and I'll be filming a tutorial for it as well. So be on the lookout. I'm in upstate New York, near, kind of close to Buffalo, a little bit west, I want to say, of Buffalo. But Buffalo is a neighboring city that got 100 and some odd inches of snow already, and we've gotten a whopping 10. So we're about an hour from there. Oh, I was just in Syracuse last weekend. My husband took me to see a Syracuse basketball game. That was my Christmas gift, and then we got to stay the weekend, and we did all sorts of fun stuff. And went to their mall, which is awesome. I need a mall like that here. This pattern is the Carissa clutch. This is what it is. So we're going to sew all these on at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Oh, you're only 35 minutes outside of Buffalo. Very nice, Cindy. Very nice. Oh, way down in Tennessee, Sharon, yeah. I've heard it's really nice down there, though. Mountains, yeah. We don't have much of that where I am, but... Alright, I'm just trimming up my threads here. Thread everywhere. Alright, I'm gonna top stitch, and I'm gonna fold my vinyl down so my seam allowance is gonna be pointing towards the bottom, and then I'll top stitch along the vinyl. I'm gonna increase my stitch length to a 5 for top stitching. So this is what the panel will look like. It is a pretty decent sized clutch for sure. You can fit a fair amount of stuff in it. Last one. All right. So these are my front, and this is my back. So I want the larger piece on the left on the front, so this is going to be my front panel for both of them, and then these are going to be my back. So I'm going to mark out for my nameplate. And then I'm going to mark my centers too while I'm here. For this, I used fusible fleece. That was what was suggested in the pattern. And same thing, I've made it for a few years and I've tried all kinds of different things, but I keep coming back to the fusible fleece for this pattern. It turns out really nice. Gives it a little bit of structure, but not too much. Scissors are horrible. My nameplates come from, I think it's off of Alibaba.com. My metal nameplates do, which is what I'm going to be using today. Grab a ruler. And my chalk pen. So I'm just gonna make sure everything's straight, centered. And I want my nameplate on the cotton part, so I'm gonna go about 1.5 inches up. It's right about there. It is, yeah, they come from China. The first time I had them made, it did. It took, I want to say like 6 weeks or something. But that was because they had to create a mold and all that good jazz. Now that they have a mold from my image, it doesn't take too terribly long when I reorder. But yeah. Oh, you just got into bag making, so you're making totes right now. Have you tried the Tuesday tote yet, Cindy? That's a really good tote bag pattern. The Tuesday tote is by Knotted Threads. And it's a really basic, great beginner tote. So I'm just marking out where my prongs will go. And seam rip to put in the nameplate. Rip off the chalk. Ah, okay. I got you, Cindy. That's good. Alright, so I'll straighten up my nameplate from the front, and then I put duct tape on the back. Have a great evening, Cheryl. So it ends up looking like that, and it just covers the prongs on the back so it doesn't wear against my lining material, but it also keeps the nameplate from shifting around too much on the front as well. So all right, I'm gonna mark for my zipper. This pattern doesn't have zipper tabs on it. You definitely could add some. I didn't. Probably should have, but it's okay. So I'm gonna mark, we're gonna finish it with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I think it calls for a 3/8, but I'm not a fan of 3/8 inch seam allowance. So I'm gonna give it 5/8. No, 1/2 inch, because there's no zipper tab. So we're gonna mark 1/2 inch in, and I'm gonna trail off the zipper on the sides. Let me grab tape. And then so I made 2 marks within my seam allowance, 1/2 inch away on either side. And then I'm going to place a piece of 1/8 inch wide double-sided tape between those 2 lines on my front panel. And that's going to be where my zipper goes. So just like that. I'm glad it's slow enough for you, and that you learn something each time. That makes me happy to hear. I try not to go too crazy fast so that everybody can see what I'm doing. I missed a spot over here. And then this pattern does have credit card slots in it. I don't do those. I just do one panel with a zipper pocket and one panel blank for my interior and exteriors. All right, backs, fronts. Let's do, I'm gonna do the zipper pockets quickly. I'm going to be using this pink waterproof canvas on the inside lining. So you need one of your lining panels, and then to start, just one piece of your pocket fabric. I'm making two of them though, so I need two. And I'll put all my zippers on at once. Definitely look into it, Sharon. And if you don't want to start with metal nameplates, there are several suppliers that do laser engraved or laser printed nameplates. So they can do it with your logo, with the name of your business, both. I have some. Let me grab them. I'll show you. These are from the Heartwood and Hide. She does have a lengthy wait, I will say. However, they're so worth the wait. They're beautiful. I've gotten other laser engraved tags from other suppliers in the past, and they just don't even compare. So I got them with my 6 on them, and she has all different kinds of gradients that she works with. This one's my favorite. And then I also got them with just my name as well. So she did both of them for me. She helped me out with all the sizing and what gradients would look best on what color cork or vinyl. Most of mine are cork. This one's a really nice one too. I will link her down in the description below. Just be patient with her. She does have a long wait, but I promise she is very, very worth the wait. I love these. And then once you go through the wait the first time and she's made some tags for you and all of that, you don't have to wait like that a second time. You can just let her know what you want to reorder and she'll get them done for you. But yeah, I will link them in the description below. They're great. I love them. And they're reasonably priced too. So it's less of an investment up front than the metal tags. The metal tags, you'll need to be ready to pay a mold fee. And shipping isn't cheap coming overseas. So just be wary. These are my main zippers. Good. I'm glad I could help, Sharon. All right, so we're gonna draw a box on here, 1 inch down from my pocket panel. I'm gonna go 1 inch down, and then another 1/2 inch down from that line. And then I'm gonna go 1 inch in from each side and just connect the 2 lines. So this is what I have right now. And then I'm gonna draw a line down the center, so about 1/4 inch away from one of the lines. So you should have that. And then I'm gonna just mark little carrots, triangles, whatever you wanna call them, from the outside corners that meet to the inside center line. So you should have this. We're not gonna worry about these lines right here. That's what you're looking for. So that's how we're going to put on our zipper panel. So I'm gonna repeat that for the other one real quick. Oh, I did that backwards. Just kidding. Okay. And now I'm going to place these 2 inches down from the top, centered. With my chalk marker that I lost already. So I'm just marking, you probably can't see this, but there's a line with the chalk, 2 inches down. I'm just going to crease it for the center. And I'm going to mark this here. It says 2 inches down, but I feel like 1 inch might be, I feel like 2 inches is too far. Let's do 1 inch. See what happens. It's been a long time since I've made one. Yeah, I like 1 inch better. So I'm gonna go for that. I'm just gonna pin it in place so that it's centered. And then we're going to sew all the way around. Hi Sophia, how are you? We're gonna sew all the way around this box here. And I should have said these are right sides together in case you don't know. Pin out. I don't like using pins. I always get poked. And then I'm going to slice open the center line that I made. Only between the arrows. Oh my god, that dog is snoring so loud again. Can you guys hear him snoring? And I cut my stitches. Don't cut your stitches like I did. I don't think I've ever actually done that before. Alright, so this is what you got here. Sliced it open. I'm going to do it again with the other one. Alright, and then I'm going to open this one up too. Hopefully without cutting my stitches this time. There we go. Uh-oh, I don't know where my creasing tool went. I always lose that thing. You know how many times I've bought it? Like 4. I'm gonna have to get up and iron these real quick. So I'm gonna flip them through so everything is wrong sides together. I'm gonna go iron them real quick and I'll be right back. Don't melt them if they're waterproof canvas. Okay. So I'm gonna push these through. All right. So this is what you'll have right now. I'm gonna grab my zipper. And I'm gonna put a little bit of 1/8 inch wide tape on it, just to help hold it in place. And I am keeping my zipper pull all the way at the end here. So I only put it on a very tiny little bit. And this is so that I can keep it out of the pocket stitching, and then pull it in at the very end. I'll show you. So I'm going to take the double-sided tape, just the paper, off of one side. I usually like to start with the top. And then just center the zipper tape as best you can. Which is hard when this guy wants to stick up, so I'm going to tape it down too, for now. once you have one side in place, then take the paper off the other half of the zipper and just fold it back down over it, and everything should kind of just fall into place with the bottom half. Alright, so that's where we're at, and my zipper pull is right here. It's on my right side, so I'm going to start on the side where the pull is, right down here. You can't see that. So I'm going to start sewing right here, about here. Top stitching it down at 1/8 of an inch away. And give yourself a little bit of room so that you'll be able to get your zipper pull back in. And then we're going to come back across the top and stop about halfway with your needle down. And I'm going to come back to the beginning, and I'm going to take my pull and I'm going to push it in. And then past my zipper foot. And now we're going to finish it all back up. Alright, and that's the front. This is the back. I'm going to trim down my zipper. Don't trim it too close to your stitching, just enough to get it out of your seam allowance. And then I also need to close up this butt. I want to be able to turn my bag through my zipper pocket. So I think I'm actually going to just trim this piece off and put another one on. So a second pocket panel. And trim it like right down here, maybe like 1 inch up from the bottom of the bag. That. Grab another one. I'm pretty sure I cut extra, not even realizing it. Yep, I did. So I'm going to put these right sides together. And close up the top and the sides, leaving the bottom open for turning. I'm going to move my zipper to the center, and I'm going to, at the bottom of the pocket, maybe if I can get my thread all the way, I'm going to fold it up about 1/4 of an inch on itself, so just like this, and then I'm going to hold it like that and sew over. Woody, what are you doing? Dog's eating something he shouldn't be again. I'm going to sew it closed around the top and sides at least a 1/4 inch seam allowance, but you could do more if you want. Alright, and then when you get back to the other side, you're going to fold it up again so that you have a fold of a 1/4 inch on the bottom part as well. So it should be going all the way across the bottom. And then when you go to turn it, you already kind of have a fold. And I'm going to put some clips there just to kind of help it crease a little bit while I'm working on the rest of the bag, and then I'll take them off before the end. So I want to get these done, so I'm going to finish one completely for you so you get to see how the rest of it is completed. So I'm going to grab another interior pocket piece, a front and a back, and one of my long zippers. So I'm going to start with my front panel now for final construction. So you'll have 4 pieces, one front, one back, and then 2 lining. One with a zipper, one that's blank, or if you're following the pattern, one that's got a card slot on it. So I'm going to remove the double-sided tape here. And I'm going to lay it along the top. I'm going to open the left end, and remember we marked 1/2 inch in. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a runoff with our zipper tape at that 1/2 inch line. So it'll be like that. And we're going to do that. So we're going to base it down, and we're going to do that on both ends of the zipper. Move my pole out of the way, and then I'm going to do the same exact thing when I get down to the other end here. I'm going to open it from this end, and it's going to run off on that end as well. So right now you should have this, and then I like my zipper pocket panel to go against the back side, so I'm going to grab my blank interior pocket, and we're going to stitch that down at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And I am going to stitch the whole way across. moving your zipper pull out of the way as needed. Hi Shayna, it's good to see you. Alright, once you have your interior piece sewn on, I'm going to flip everything right side out, turn my seam allowance down towards the front. Actually, I'm going to trim my excessively long zippers now. And I'm going to top stitch without the lining included. So I'm going to start at the very edge and go all the way to the opposite edge, only through my seam allowance and my exterior. So this is where we're at, and then just go ahead and push down your lining piece, give it a good press if you want. I don't ever have any issues. It stays out of the zipper, and then this makes the final construction a little bit easier in my opinion. So we're going to repeat for the other side. Maybe. Making sure that your sides are lining up so your front and your back panel are in the same position. Otherwise it will look silly if it's not. And I'm just checking where my line is. My 1/2 inch line that I drew, I just want to make sure everything's good. And it is. Okay. So, pull back my zipper tape. My teeth should meet up with my 1/2 inch line. And then base that down at 1/8 of an inch. Moving your zipper out of the way. I'm just going to flip it over and try it real quick, make sure it all looks good. Looks great. Okay. So now I will put on my other lining piece, zipping right sides together, stitch this down at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. sure you move your zipper pull out of the way. Trim my excess zipper from the top. And now I'm going to top stitch again, only through the front piece and the seam allowance. So keeping I have the front panel here, the front panel lining, and then my zipper panel lining all pulled away from here. And then my seam allowance is turned towards the exterior panel. So we're stitching through the seam allowance and the back panel right now. And don't forget to change your stitch length if you like a different length on the outside. Alright, that's what you got. I probably should have put a zipper tab on the end here. That's how it's written and that's how I've always made it. Never had any problems with it, but whatever. Alright, all that's left is to sew it together. So I'm going to put the zipper in the center, and then I'm going to match up the linings and the exterior. See, so now because I left my linings out of my seam allowance, or sorry, my top stitching, I can match them up nicely. Everything lays really nice and flat, and that's important to me. It makes it so much easier to go around. So line everything up. Make sure that you line your exterior accent pieces up so it doesn't look wonky on the front. I would start with those pieces. And then match up the centers for the lining. You could take these off now. And I'm going to leave a good chunk of this lining unsewn so that we can turn the bag through. So I'm going to start sewing right here, come all the way down and around, and I'm going to come back up, stop sewing right here. I'm going to do 3/8 inch seam allowance on the lining and 1/4 inch on the exterior. I think she does 3/8 all around, but I don't enjoy 3/8 inch seam allowance, so. And then I'm going to taper it back down to 1/4 inch as I get closer to the zipper here. I'm going to back stitch across this seam on the front here. And then increase to a 3/8 again. All right, now we're just going to turn it out. Make sure you're pushing out your zippers, your corner. I'm going to open this zipper pocket here. I'm going to grab this lining, pull it out, bring all this in. So you should have this. And now I'm going to finish sewing across here at the 3/8 inch seam allowance from inside of the pocket, so we don't have a seam there. It'll be just inside of our pocket at the end. And I'll just trim down at the curve for the lining. Everything else should be fine. push everything back in. There it is, all done. And then I will close up the zipper pocket here inside. I'll close this up. I'll put a woven label in here and close it all up. But if you look in the bottom now, there's not a wonky seam there because we closed it up through the zipper pocket. It's one of my favorite ways to close up bags. And that is it. And because we took a 3/8 inch seam allowance on the inside and a 1/4 inch on the outside, the lining sits really, really nice in here. So, and then I'll put my key fob piece on the zipper pull at the end. So I hope this was helpful for you all. Leave me some comments, likes, subscribe if you're not already. Have a good night, everyone.